Winners, Amazon, Walmart, Burlington, Costco and BJ's with gas in store, all the off-price players. Burton Snowboards were great. Bath and Body Works with Tony in store, 81557 in Dallas, taking great care of the customers. They were winners. But a lot of losers, and to your and David's important points, when people received his or her Barron's or Wall Street Journal on Saturday, we saw a distinct rollover in shopping late Saturday, Sunday, into Monday, and now in today, where it's Jerome Powell's train wreck under the Christmas tree, where people are really worried about stocks, and it affects retail, Charles. The retailers pay for the pension plans for all their hourly workers. So as Jerome Powell's train wreck under the Christmas tree is taking $2 trillion in value out of the pension plans, retailers have to fill the hole. That's going to hurt CapEx. That's going to hurt hours. That's going to hurt inventory.
But the individual shopper, though, they're being very distinctive, though. Even though they're out there, they're picking and choosing. I mean, I was at a mall Christmas Eve, and the biggest line was the Pandora. It was at one of those old-fashioned Apple lines that you used to see. But the luxury stores didn't look like they were doing well.
Luxury stores are not. People are scared. They're buying primarily on price. If there's great value, whether it's online or on land or online, people are still buying. But consumers are getting very cautious because of, and we do a lot of work overseas in retail, as you know, and people can't trade in the local currencies, so they need to trade import-export in dollars, and they can't get dollars. So what Powell's doing is what Stanley Druckenmiller and Kevin Warsh said so presciently in the Wall Street Journal op-ed. Here's a guy who claims he's a businessman in Powell, and he's a country club privileged person from Princeton who's never run a business, never been an economist, making some major mistakes.
Really? That's interesting. I mean, listen, I thought the fact that he was with Carlyle, listen, not that he wasn't in an ivory tower, but he would know more or be able to connect the actions of the Fed to Main Street better than maybe a classical
But my alma mater, Procter & Gamble, was victimized by the derivative scandal of Bankers Trust when he was there, as was Gibson Greeting Cards when Frank O'Connell was running it, and there was the Asheet scandal of the estates, that the money was supposed to go to New Jersey. It went into the partners' pockets. I didn't see Powell or any of those people at Bankers Trust in that time from 95 to 97 paying any of that money back. So to me, he had a cloud coming over his head when he went into the Fed, and he's not a practitioner, he's not an operator, and I'm with Druckenmiller, I'm with Kevin Warsh. I want a really good, credentialed, capable person running the Fed instead of getting this train wreck under the Christmas tree for the stock market.
We got who we got, because even President Trump's not happy with it, so we're stuck with Powell for right now. Any chance, before we wrap this up, he can have an epiphany? Because he seems so comfortable at that Dallas Q&A with his decision-making, and that kind of worried me, too.
I listened to that Q&A. Hopefully he has an epiphany. But there's an old saying, you can always tell a Princeton Fed person, but you can't tell them much. Obviously Volcker was great, but the last two with Bernanke and Powell don't think we're getting much.
Bert, Merry
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you. All right.
So you like the guy, huh?
Hey, by the way, Toys R Us, closed around 800 stores this year. Those closed properties, though, are now hot commodities. They're selling fast. David, you've got those details.
Well, 800 stores. They had to sell them all. They tried to, as you know, they tried to do a bankruptcy. It didn't work out, so they've had to liquidate. A lot of people thought, geez, these things are just going to become sitting there like train wrecks without being filled for the rest. They are really selling now. They're either selling physically being bought by other companies, or people are buying their lease. A lot of these leases for Toys R Us are long-term leases. They're leases that were made decades ago, back when it was really cheap. So people are willing to pay premium for these leases, and about half of them are already filled.
Yeah, the one near me became a Raymore Flanagan outlet, just like that.
Yeah. No, it's about half of those have now been filled, and that's much more. A lot of realtors were saying, if we can fill 10%, we're going to be lucky. They fill 50%, so good for them.
That's pretty cool. Hey, now there's this census data.